Hello everyone, this is your forecast for February 2018. And yes, with the changes here this month, I know not all of you are too happy for it, but this is what we're going to be doing at least for some time yet to come. And I might pick up down the road doing the 12 different readings for your signs. But for now, it is a time constraint, as I explained last month. And so I'm going to do a general reading that can include all of us. And I hope you'll still follow because there's still good information to yet be had. And one of the upsides of this is that you can share this video with others, right? Because it is general to all of us where the planets are transiting here this month. The only difference is it's not showing up in your personal monthly chart, the areas where it will be affected. That's the only thing that we're leaving out, but we're still seeing where the planets are going to be acting, what we are going to be implementing in our consciousness, the challenges that may be up for the month. And so it's still very, very precise, right? Just in a little different way. I'm still available, of course, doing your readings, your private personal readings that you can find through my website, where I will set up your personal chart and look at the transits for the next 3, 6 months, or even 12 months if you so desire. And that also goes with your tarot readings. So I am very busy on a day-to-day basis with all of that, and always available to you personally, right, for our readings when I talk to you on the phone or do recordings for you. So none of that is going away, just so you know. I'm always here for you. So before we get started on the month and what we can expect there astrologically, I have a free gift for you. It is a Valentine's gift. So if you watch this video all the way to the end, you can see how you can get your free gift. All right. And last but not least, there is also a tarot video for you. And I know a lot of you have been requesting that. So I did make a tarot video for February. So you can go watch that video after this. We just had a full moon total lunar eclipse on January 31st, right? And that is something that really brings to consciousness the things that we want to carry on with, the things that we want to obtain, our goals and so forth, which is all very good. It brings it to light, but even more so, since it's a lunar total eclipse, it also shows us what we're done with, what we're no longer going to do. Or it could be people, places, circumstances that might be eclipsed out of our life. And that's the universe's way to help us move on with supersonic speed, so to speak, because why? It takes away from our life those things that are no longer relevant to us. Sometimes we can be just so stuck in a rut, right? And then here comes this eclipse saying, you know what, I'm going to speed you up. And then this is how it does it. With the eclipse, sure, we might eclipse people out of our life, or a situation, say there's a job you're not, or not just happy with, but haven't been happy with for a longer time, that might just be gone. Or it could be a project or anything there now that we no longer should be focusing on. So it's all good. We just got to trust those processes. Since it's the moon, it could affect us a little bit emotionally as well. This lunar eclipse is taking place 11 degrees in Leo. So depending on where you have Leo in your own chart, if you know where it is, that would be the area that you will see the eclipse coming from. It's the opposition here between Leo and Aquarius. So it's something that's going to be triggering not only the intellect, which is Aquarius, and the ability to think outside of the box. And Leo also deals with our inner sense of pride, those things that are valuable or not valuable and so forth. So it's really going to bring that to the surface. But as we enter in then to February, we have the Sun, we got Mercury also in Aquarius, Venus as well. So regardless of our own sign, having the planets transiting here this month, the Sun, Mercury, and Venus will help us look at those elements within our own consciousness. It's bringing to birth, to the surface, how we want things differently. Because that Aquarian energy is something that sparks how we grow, how we think. Like I said earlier, outside of the box. It's helping us to look at things in a very inventive way. So we will just encounter these feelings of, I want to change this or that. And you will notice how you might do something that could be maybe a little untraditionally for you this month, as this energy likes to think in different new directions. Even if you're a very traditional type person, you will find that you will find solutions in a way that is maybe a little different from where you normally go. The path is exciting. Venus this month will bring up a lot of experimental type energies in your relationships and your romantic area of life. And you will have this until February 10th when Venus moves into Pisces. So, explore. It's time for adventure. Venus loves to be in Aquarius in this sense, even though having Venus here, you could find yourself, or maybe even others, maybe just a little bit more aloof than normal. And that is because we're all filtering this Uranian energy that could be more aloof. It's not really tied to the body physical type energies. It's more of an intellectual, spiritual type energy. But those emotions will download deeper to all of us here, February 10th and onwards, when Venus gets into Pisces. Now, what you're going to experience at that point is the creative source coming up into your being. It is a very romantic place for Venus to be. You will find that you're more compassionate, more understanding, more giving. It really denotes that humanitarian energy where we feel more for the underdog so that we can really reach out, help, lead, guide, give those things to our fellow human beings. And for those of you who are artists or creative in any shape or form, whether it is through music, dancing, whatnot, maybe through writing, this is a time where Venus is going to help you connect with that inner source of creativity. You might feel extremely inspired. Gotta say that this placement too is also somewhat psychic. That is that Piscean energy. And for you, you're going to be feeling it through Venus's energy. Now, on the 22nd of February, that very same Venus is going to come up towards a conjunction with Neptune. And Neptune rules Pisces. And so what is that going to do to your romantic time? These two, it's what I've always said in the past too, it's time to put together a candlelight dinner for you and your significant other. It's time to dream. It's time to float. It's time to expand your love. It's time to expand your dreams, nonetheless. And it's a great time to look out over the oncoming year and what it is you want to do as far as those kind of romantic hopes and goals. Now, it also could denote a new cycle for you as Venus comes to Neptune. A day, one day only every year, and it infuses Venus. It kind of charges it up like a vitamin shot here to really allow us to be more connected to the universe. It's a cosmic consciousness type energy, and it's super powerful just because that it is here alongside with Neptune, which is in its home area of Pisces. So we want to pay attention to what takes place there after the 22nd, but I feel already on February 10th, you're going to start feeling this lift, this rise of your consciousness, where you're wanting to do more with your dreams, which is beautiful, and I hope you'll really take full advantage of this transit of Venus, because there's so much beauty, there's so much connectedness to the source, to your individual divine source. We can move on and talk a little bit about Mars, and Mars is your drive. It's your onboard propellant. It is where our energy is wanting to express itself. And being in the sign of Sagittarius, Mars here is having all of us look at our energy level this month and how we're incorporating that energy. And as you know, Mars is what propels us. It's what moves us forward. It's our physical stamina. It is our goal orientation. It is our inner, should I say, Marsy energy, but also the people that we meet and encounter and how they will be expressing their energy this month. We can feel that it is a time where we want to shoot for the long-term goals, keeping our eyes on the horizon. And you will see that you're going to feel very enthusiastic this month just because that's how the energy is whipped up in this placement. We feel enthusiastic, we feel optimistic, we feel that we're really on the road towards the larger picture, and this is what you're going to be taking in, feeling that it's not so much maybe as the details in life, because when we're looking at the overall picture, that is what we're seeing, right? Next month, or when Mars moves into Capricorn, we're looking at how we can first paint the full picture of what it is that we're wanting and what we're not wanting, and going for it. And then down the road, probably next month when I talk to you again, we will see how Mars is going to be picking up more the structural part of building that dream. This month it's all about dreaming. It's all about visualization. It's all about getting your ducks in a row of what it is you desire, so that you can start working on it and then bringing it into shape and form as we move through that of spring. Fiery energy of Mars in the sign of Sag is going to set us on fire and power us up to attain the goals that we hold in our mind. This is a great time for you to keep visualizing, to hunt down those specific goals, because when Mars moves into Capricorn afterwards, then, well, we're going to see how we're going to be grounding those energies. Capricorn is all about structure, it's about grounding, it's about security, it's all about the concrete way of how to implement and materialize those visions. So we really love the get-goingness here with Capricorn Mars, but that's not before later. This month, I bid you all to focus on your dreams or on your goals, because it's all about the research that you do, getting all your ducks in a row for what is then to come later. The more versed you are in what it is you're wanting to achieve, well, the better it's going to go from the get-go down the road. So this Mars is good. It's also all about just empowering yourself, trusting yourself, having that free will experience what you want into the picture. It's a very independent sign. We know the freedom-loving spirit of Sag and the enthusiasm, the optimism. And so you might find yourself having people supporting that. You might even find a little bit of opposition if somebody wants you to take it a different direction, but ultimately you're going to go your way. That is the independent spirit that you're feeling right now this month that can empower you, right? So listen to that inner self, because it always knows intuitively of where it is you're heading. So that being said, I also like to see that the exploration and experimentation sides of you might perk here as well. Venus has been transiting in Aquarius also here in January, and you're bringing that into February, the sun as well, and this makes you think a little bit outside of the box. And why is that? Well, the Aquarius energy, which it's passing through, is all about thinking unconventionally. So you might just find yourself thinking outside of the box. It likes to explore. It wants excitement. It wants something different, you know, and whether that's something that's going to sit with you in the long run, well, only time will show. Sometimes we might just get a little way outside of the box. Maybe we'll go paint our hair blue or purple and think it's fantastic in the now, and then once the aspect is over, we're like, what was I thinking? That kind of stuff, right? So we're just testing those new grounds, doing something that embodies the sense of excitement, right? You're really wanting to be excited. And there is a square here as we start off the month to Jupiter from Venus, and then also the sun. So that could indicate that we might not make the best judgment statements early on, first week or so there, January. So you might want to pay attention to it. Don't be too hasty to make decisions that you might regret, but test the waters, test the fruits. Could be really exciting. Saturn is getting some grounding there in its own sign upon which it rules, right? So Saturn, for all of us, we're looking at our structure. You may be asking yourself, what is it I really want? Not just now, but where am I heading? How can I secure it? So we're all looking at the sense of security for our own inner well-being as well as for those that we love. We're looking at structure. We're looking at what can be counted on, what is safe or not safe. We're looking at government structures, and oh my goodness, I think we're all going to be seeing that, a whole lot of it in social media now when Saturn is in Capricorn. Over the next 2.5 years, we got Pluto in this sign. So Pluto has been the forerunner. We've been seeing changes in government. We've been seeing changes globally within governments, right? We've been seeing power structures and so forth. And Pluto has really been tearing down a lot of our values. Capricorn is all about values, traditions, and so forth. And what we're seeing is that so much of the world that we once knew it to be is crumbling, all right? And that can have a lot of reasons. Of course, it could be political. It could be the way social media has taken over our lives. Something has definitely been wanting to alter itself, and it still is. Saturn's coming in now behind it to see what is worth keeping, what is worth tossing out. We will find that people are going to become more opinionated about value structures and traditions, trying to rebuild, good values, rebuild some of the traditions that have fallen along the wayside here over these last few years, and to see how we, as an overall global community, can look at the values that we feel are important to all of us. But here this month, guys, it's all about thinking outside of the box. Be creative. Try to find your place, your mission, your goal, not just in your own personal lives, which are, of course, is important to all of us, but what can we do different? How can we collectively maybe join groups together and make a difference? This Uranian energy that we have in February going on in the sign of Aquarius, it's all about how we can pull together, find our tribe, find your tribe. Like-minded people can get together and really move mountains, and I feel it's going to be a very creative month for you. You might want to check into your tarot reading this month, which is also up, by the way, and to see how the influences of the tarot can really inspire you to find some of that new path. So it's exciting. We have a beautiful month. The Sun, Mercury, Venus here in Aquarius this month will affect all of us, regardless which sign we're in, right? Because it's activating that part of our higher consciousness. And the Aquarian energy is just the forerunner for what will now come to show up in the month of March, which is, of course, the sign of Pisces. We all have Pisces somewhere in our chart. How is it going to affect you? What part of your consciousness, what part of your life will that trigger? How will it flavor the upcoming month? We'll see more of that next month, but I would like to say, guys, have a beautiful month. As always, I love spending time with you. Go listen to your tarot reading here for February. And now, here is that gift that I have for you, which will be launched on February 14th on Valentine's Day. And before signing off on that, I just want to thank you for subscribing, following, sharing. You guys rock. I totally appreciate it. So don't forget now, if you're not a subscriber, to click that bell to get your notifications. On Valentine's Day, I am offering a 24-hour giveaway on my tarot course. Sign up for the newsletter. Only my newsletter followers will be able to download for a limited time, and there's only a limited number free giveaways here, so make sure you're one of them. There's a 24-hour window. It's an $85 value, and I'm sharing this with you on Valentine's as a sense of appreciation and thank you for having followed me on my channel thus far. So come join us and learn all about the tarot. And as an extra bonus, guys, you're also going to be able to download the full Palmistry course if you're interested in this area. So both of them are going to be available to you through my website at zeitgeist.com. That is zeitgeist.com. You will see the newsletter there, and join us, and we will have a blast together.